people are not happy. We are not happy about our political situation. We are not happy that we need to show our passports to get on our own country. We are not happy because we can't go and live in our houses that in south. We are not happy. That's why it's not working.
I guess I'm sort of the minority that believes the two sides should be brought together.
I don't understand why people are overreacting about this issue and why they are so angry towards each other, and I don't really get their problem. Why are they so angry, and why are everyone seeking for revenge? Why? I mean, seriously, why? Well, what's going on? There's nothing going on, and that's the problem. Nothing is changing. For the past 39, 40 years, everything stayed the same, which is the biggest problem, I think.
There was a big civil war in 1974. Lots and lots of people died, and the people who lived in the south that were Turkish were forced to move to the north. And the same thing happened with the people who were Greek and lived in the north. They had to move to the south. So there are a lot of wounds, a lot of bad feelings, a lot of animosity, and also prejudice. People grow up hearing about how terrible the other side is.
A lot of people would call Turkish Cypriots Turks, but in Greek they call them Turkuthka or Vromodurci, which is more of an insulting way, because it's like they're saying smelly Turks. So they refer to them as that, and I actually had an argument with one of my friends one day because he used to call them Turks and I was saying Turkish Cypriots. Yeah, still can't get the message through. Then sometimes people that cross the checkpoint will see that there's a lot of Turkish flags and everything everywhere. So then they'll be saying that they don't belong here and they're just trying to convince themselves that that's their home.
There are many stereotypes because as we said, a fear of unknown, because some really don't know how they feel and how they think about the situation.
The thing is, older generations tend to be a bit more narrow-minded, but most of the time they pass that on to their children and their grandchildren.
The stereotypes are always like they're happy with the situation. They don't like Turks. They think you don't need to take a part in this island. And when I got in that program, I saw that these stereotypes were just not right, because they were not happy about the situation, and they believed that we were part of the island as well.
We're not taught about our own history. We're taught about like the World War and stuff like that.
In primary school, we didn't have history lessons, so I didn't really learn anything in school about this situation.
Because it was only Greek Cypriots, we were taught to idolize all our soldiers.
Well, my secondary school didn't tell me anything as well, I think, which is a problem, because when they don't tell you anything, you believe the things that other people told you, and that other people might be the ones who had biased information. So you stay with the wrong information and you just go like that, which I think it's one of the problems. So they didn't tell us anything because they're afraid to open up these issues. And I think that is wrong.
I'd say the media is pretty biased. I think my parents and my family would be a more reliable source, or maybe media from other countries, but not our media.
Well, the conflict between the two communities does affect my daily life, because I study on one side and live in another side, so I will need to show my ID while crossing to my school every day and pass a UN border, which is quite unusual.
I guess it's sort of like very emotional when you eventually get over there and when you're showing your passport and everything, and then because technically we're a country at war, the UN is still present, so that's a bit hard to get your head around.
And you know, when we are crossing over, we have these pictures like of war and 63 and 74 and what happened and people killing each other, and I was like, why do they put these pictures? where everyone can see. What's the point of showing people lying with blood and stuff?
The lesson that is so surprising for me is that very good people, two groups of very good people, have difficulty getting along with each other. And many in each group don't want to have anything to do with the other.
It originally began because I don't know. I don't know. Why did it begin? Yes, why did it begin? I don't know. I think there's no reason, but some thought there were in past 40 years. No, why do we fight? We can, even though we don't think the same things, we can just respect each other and move on. And it's a Cypriot tradition to blame others for what's happening. We blame America, we blame British, we blame UN, but we never blame each other, and we never blame us. So I think that's why the situation is the same, because we don't know to say we did something wrong.
This is the generation that can make Cyprus go down the path for peace instead of the path for conflict. Their parents couldn't do it because it was too close to the Civil War. Their grandparents fought in the Civil War, generally speaking.
I think the ones who can solve this problem is not USA, not UN, it's only in Cypriot's hands to solve the problem. If we want, we can solve it. If we wait other guys to solve it for us, it's not going to happen.
My name is Tom McCarthy, and I'm a coordinator with the Cyprus Friendship Program. I help recruit host families in Maryland and Washington, D.C.
This is the key to, with this program, I met him, I met his culture, he met my culture, and we saw that we have nothing to, we have nothing different, we have nothing different.
The idea is to change the attitude of that generation. And these guys are sort of the leaven that are starting to do that.
These teenagers can really live together, and they want us to become friends and build up that friendship after the program as well. And I think they're successful because as a whole, like there are 60 of us and 20 of us is in Washington. And as a whole Washington group, we just bind it together. And like Greek Cypriot, Turkish Cypriot, doesn't matter. Everyone is just so happy with each other that I think that proves that we can live together. I'm learning to tolerate some of their differences that I see that they're not right to me. I think I'm learning how to just say okay to them.
You have to start with people who are somewhat sympathetic. And when they go back to the States, they influence their friends. We help them back in Cyprus to know how to influence their friends and other youth. And as we expand the program, we think we'll be getting more and more teens to come in.
CFP will be a starting point in my life about concentrating on this issue between Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots and how can these two communities can come closer together. Well, I think in the program, one of the things they teach us was to ask, to feel free to ask each other.
It's nice being in a group full of open-minded people, in contrast with what I'm used to.
I am loyal to my country and I love Orla, and I don't know, it's not that if I love a Greek Cypriot, my loyalty to the country will fall. I think it will rise because Orla is a citizen of my country and I love her.
I think if we can just unite, it's better, because the logo of CFP is people united in a country divided.
The program helped me to talk with more Greek Cypriots and to learn more about them, how they are feeling the situation, what are their worries, are they happy? What did you think before?
For your friendship and putting up with me.
No, right, you have nothing to do with it, don't worry.
You?
I told that you're too hopeful, so that was good. We might have differences, but if we learn how to tolerate and respect these differences, I think we can easily live together.